Hello, my dear addict friends. My name is Emily Sussman, and welcome back to my virtual universe of true love here. Today, we are continuing on with our recovery storytime series featuring my book, The Addict's Guide to Recovery, written by me and illustrated by the supremely talented Jessie Larson. And today we are on chapter 10, halfway through the book here. And I'm going to show you this illustration as well as when it appears in the text. Honest connection is the best protection. Sobriety is the most fundamental level of honesty for a recovering addict. Call it self-honesty, if you will. That's because sobriety means existing with your unaltered truth, without your drug to hide you from yourself. Sobriety is about being yourself in the most literal sense of the term. At least initially, though, sobriety also means tolerating the noisy presence of your addict. Determined not to go down without a fight, it will rebel furiously against this honesty by trying to get you to go back to your drug. Even as your addict slings a barrage of intolerable feelings at you, along with 1,001 tantalizing thoughts about using your drug, you must not revert to covering up those thoughts and feelings by actually using your drug. I will warn you that in your first days, weeks, and months of sobriety, those thoughts and feelings might seem unbearable. They might make you feel like you want to crawl out of your own skin. This is not your cue to repress those feelings by running back to your drug, however. Doing so would cause your addict to rub its claws together in delight, salivating over how well its excrement-slinging campaign worked to feed its greedy appetite. "Welcome back to the darkness," your addict would crow. "Now let's eat. Shall I seat you right down this dark little alley at your usual shit-smeared table for one?" No. Those unbearable feelings are your cue to release those unbearable feelings by being honest about them. Rather than running for dark cover, you must turn those feelings over to the light by connecting to the people who will give you a boost of powerful unconditional love in return, instead of using your drug, which comes laced with crippling shame and a bottomless need for more. The people you most need to be honest with about those feelings are the strangers I talked about earlier, your fellow recovering addicts. Otherwise known as the people uniquely capable of giving you the unconditional love you need right now to stay sober and learn to love your true self. Your fellow recovering addicts will be accepting of what you reveal when you shine the light of honesty on all your ugly, unbearable thoughts and feelings. After all, they've experienced those themselves. They will also express hope for your true self in a way that no non-recovering non-addict could. I have a feeling you might already know where to find these recovering addicts, but in case you don't, I'll clue you in. I'll start with the free community-based 12-step fellowships that meet every day, both in person and online, every hour, and in every time zone, all over the world. The granddaddy of those is Alcoholics Anonymous, which was founded back in the 1930s by a couple of recovering alcoholics who found they could successfully stay sober by providing support to each other. They recognized that this mutual support was a power greater than their own individual resources of willpower, which had always proved inadequate when it came to sobriety. By facilitating regular meetings of recovering alcoholics, who in turn carried that message of mutual support to an ever-expanding network of other alcoholics in need. The AA fellowship grew exponentially over the decades that followed. As of 2020, its size was estimated at 2 million members worldwide, though the challenge of collecting accurate statistics on an anonymous, non-hierarchical, loosely organized fellowship should be noted. That network of support has expanded to address much more than alcoholism. Today, there are 12-step fellowships that help addicts recover from just about every substance and addictive behavior out there, from marijuana to cocaine to gambling to sex to codependency to overeating and plenty more. What that means is that there are recovering addicts who are powerless over your drug too. They're ready to accept you, to help you, to listen to you, and to share their own stories of addiction and recovery. Besides 12-step, there are other free community-based mutual support recovery fellowships, such as Smart Recovery, Life Ring, and Women for Sobriety. I have done my best to compile a list of these, along with their contact information, in the resources section here. Please note that I cannot vouch for how those programs work, since my personal and professional experience has been limited to various 12-step fellowships, both the secular and faith-based variety. Bottom line, I am not a stickler about which recovery fellowship my dear addict friends connect to, as long as it involves the opportunity to meet regularly and talk honestly with other recovering addicts. Even before you're ready to get sober, or to accept the truth about your powerlessness over your drug, attending these meetings is a terrific way to get started on the road of recovery. Getting honest with other recovering addicts about what you're struggling with is a powerful step towards helping yourself out of that struggle. Or, if you're not comfortable opening up just yet, you can just listen with an open mind to their honesty. Of course, the last thing your addict wants is for you to be honest about what you're struggling with. How dare you open your eyes and ears to anything beyond the echo chamber of its odious demands upon you? How dare you foster hope that you could learn to live and love yourself without your drug? To protect itself, your addict will feed you 1,001 reasons why you're not one of those people. It will object that you're too busy for meetings, or too bored, or too addicted, or not addicted enough, or that they believe in things you'll never believe in, or that you won't be able to relate in any number of other ways. Blah, blah, blah. Don't be fooled into taking any of those excuses seriously. They're defensive tactics designed to prevent you from doing anything that would threaten your addict's chokehold of power and control over you. As I've said, the people you already know and love may also love you unconditionally, but the fact that they haven't experienced what you're going through will always be a barrier to you believing in, and therefore receiving, their unconditional love. You may sense that those people, however loving they are full of fear for you. And more fear is the last thing you need right now. You've got plenty of your own, without theirs adding to your stress. Speaking of fear, I understand that the prospect of being honest with other people about your feelings can be even more terrifying than the brutal self-honesty of practicing sobriety. Honesty with others means allowing them to bear witness to all your naturally occurring fear, shame, and insanity. As if allowing yourself to bear witness to those sober wasn't scary enough, right? Fear not, my dear addict friends, because the act of unloading your honest baggage with other recovering addicts will be rewarded with a lovely, liberating feeling you will come to know as relief. Get used to it. In fact, go ahead and rub it all over your tired, aching, addict-riddled soul. Relief is another side effect of unconditional love. And the good news is that you can give it to yourself anytime you're willing to unburden yourself by exposing your painful thoughts and feelings to the light. Recovery represents unconditional love for your true self, for the way it consists of the day-to-day action of telling your truth. That's why sobriety, the foundation of recovery, is about removing the substances and behaviors that are hiding you from yourself. Once you get sober, you get access to your truth again. But sobriety will be too painful and tenuous to maintain, at least at first, without regular, honest connection with other recovering addicts. Continually pushing yourself to connect to that source of unconditional love by telling your truth and receiving acceptance and hope in return is what will allow you to start healing what's been hidden and hurting inside you. And that is it for chapter 10. Honest connection is the best protection. Look, it even rhymes. That's how true it is. Thank you so much for joining me today for some recovery story time. Please come back for more. We'll be back with chapter 11 next time. See ya!